Rock Creek is not just beautiful to look at, it's also home to all sorts of creatures.
Purple coneflower, false sunflower. These plants provide shade. They actually pull the carbon from the atmosphere that causes climate crisis.
Again, so much on the education with the Naturalist Quarterly that you all put out.
Yes.
Furloughed government employees spent their afternoon taking a free yoga lesson and nature walk to get their minds off the government shutdown.
To give them a way to kind of calm their minds and feel something greater, that's what nature can do for people.
Conservation group to host preschoolers in Halloween-themed hunt for plastic waste.
Glen Allen teacher honored for incorporating nature, environment into lessons.
We're live this morning at the Audubon Naturalist Society and having a good time for a good cause, because the money raised will support programs that help children go on field trips.
Joining me in studio is Eliza Cava, Director of Conservation for the Audubon Naturalist Society.
We don't even know anywhere close to how many species there are in the world. But what we do know is that if you take a net and you start picking at it, it begins to fray.
Esta mañana se llevó a cabo una conferencia en Chevy Chase, Maryland.
Y es importante que la comunidad latina atienda las necesidades específicas para que podamos establecer mejores relaciones y proteger el ambiente.
At the Audubon Naturalist Society, an opportunity for students to connect with nature.
Camp is all about outdoor exploration and hands-on science learning.
You get to swim in creeks and go to ponds, touch frogs, and roll logs.
They're planting a tree. This quartet of preschoolers, each anxious to do their part to fight the changing climate. Their classroom is often outdoors, the grounds of the beautiful Audubon Naturalist Society sanctuary.
We have bigger storms than we've ever had before, but with things like rain gardens and tree plantings, you can help control for flooding.
And the life cycle will go on and on and on.
What we'd like to see is both a lot of trees and a lot of solar panels. And so where those solar panels go is very important. So there's a couple of different steps that Georgetown has skipped in this process.
For most of us, it's a source of recreation or a fixture of the local scenery. For those who lived here before us, it was a resource. Every now and then, a living descendant from that time shows up, like this eel.
They saw it down below here.
That this little creature, whose life actually began in the Sargasso Sea, made its way all the way to Rock Creek, speaks to the interconnection of life in Northwest D.C. to life in the Atlantic. The creek and the life it does manage to support is resilient.
We're still finding new, different creatures, even in this stream.
And unless you're really squeamish, that's a good thing. On Rock Creek, Derek Ward, News 4.
Wow. She's got a head start on all of us, that little girl.
Was she incredible?
She was.
And they all were like that. They all had such.
Are they part of it? There's a preschool there.
There's a preschool,
an outdoor preschool.
Yes, and those kids are just so into it. It's wonderful. We can learn something from them.
Yeah, and what an asset that Wood End is for our whole community, too.
It's beautiful and
very
easy to get
accessible.
to and open.